What is going on, Trash Talkers? We're back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to give you our power rankings entering Week 14 in the NFL. All that and much more coming your way right now! Hey Trash Talkers, over 85% of you are still not subscribed to the channel. Please be sure to hit that red subscribe button and turn on notifications, as it will help us create more daily content for you. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Alright Nick, Week 14 is already here. I feel like the NFL season is just flying on by, but we're here and we have a lot of things to get to in these power rankings. Most notably, the team sitting at 32. Yes, they haven't moved, but they had a huge victory this weekend. So I want to start off with a big round of applause for the Detroit Lions. They finally got their win. Unfortunately, their first win does not negate the rest of the season, so they still sit here at 32. The Texans here at 31. Nick, anything to say about these teams?
Yeah, applause to the Detroit Lions. That was an incredible win. And why would you want it any other way than the way it played out? Last second touchdown. The way this season has played, it's all come down to last minute losses. This time, they're finally on the other end. Hopefully, this kicks off a brand new slate for the Detroit Lions moving forward. I'm really excited for them.
All right, and as always, we'll go through the teams here, starting from 30 to 21. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars, the New York Jets, the Atlanta Falcons, the Chicago Bears, the New York Giants, the New Orleans Saints, the Seattle Seahawks, the Carolina Panthers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Denver Broncos at 21. Nick, out of these teams, which team surprised you the most entering Week 14?
Yeah, it's definitely the Pittsburgh Steelers. For them to come out victorious over the Baltimore Ravens was something I just did not expect to happen. Even though the Baltimore Ravens are not playing well, the Pittsburgh Steelers are so bad on both sides of the ball due to injuries, due to lack of talent, and they have been working through it. Somehow they were able to squeak out a victory, and guess what? They're sitting at 6-5-1 on the season, and they are right behind the Baltimore Ravens. If the Baltimore Ravens slip up going on the rest of the season, the Pittsburgh Steelers could absolutely steal the division win on the season, and we could be looking at the playoffs completely different. But right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they've got something going. Minka's back, TJ Watt's back, and the defense looks like they are starting to do their part. The offense, they're starting to give the ball to Najee a little bit more, who looks better as a running back. He's starting to see holes better. He's starting to run through defenders better, and we're seeing Deontay Johnson get going. Chase Claypool looks like he's fully healthy. If only we knew Juju was coming back in the season, I could give more hope to the Steelers, but they've got to find a way to continue to play without him, continue to improve upon what they have, and see if they are truly good enough to be better than the Baltimore Ravens, or at least good enough to make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to finally start hitting their stride. My question is it too little too late for them right now with the Baltimore Ravens on a downward slide? The Cleveland Browns just, I mean, who knows where they are at this point. Cincinnati Bengals are absolutely surging, minus their loss to the Los Angeles Chargers, which we'll get to. But I think the Steelers have a good shot of moving up this board. A team I want to focus on just quickly, the Seattle Seahawks. I think that the Seattle Seahawks have really just not been the team we expected them to be since Russell Wilson came back. I thought he was going to come in and really put a resurgence on this team, that they would be able to come in and get some wins. They would be able to come in and really compete in the NFC West, and we are just not seeing good football. I don't know if the finger's not fully healthy. I don't know if this offense needs to change for whatever reason. Maybe the play calling is just stale at this point with the same monotonous play calling that we've seen from the Seattle Seahawks. There needs to be some sort of life just driven into this offense, because they can't do anything. The defense is trying so hard to give them as many opportunities as they can, and it's just not working. Seattle Seahawks are in a rough shape right now, and they're going to continue to fall until they can prove us otherwise. They have an easy game against the Houston Texans, but it could be a trap game for them. I need to see Russell Wilson come out with a decisive victory in this one. All right, moving on, we have teams 20 through 11, starting off with the Minnesota Vikings, the Las Vegas Raiders, the San Francisco 49ers, the Cleveland Browns, the Washington Football Team, the Miami Dolphins, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Indianapolis Colts rounding us out. Nick, out of these teams, which team surprised you the most?
Yeah, I'm going to have to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders one more time. I'm going to finally put the nail in the coffin. The Las Vegas Raiders season is over. If they can't get past the Washington Football Team at home, then who can they get by in the AFC? They've got to get past the Chargers to make it into the 7th seed. They've got to make it past the Miami Dolphins, who are surging right now. The Las Vegas Raiders are continuing to drop games that they probably shouldn't. And I know they've been through a lot this season, and that has to play a part. But with the way the team's playing right now on the field, it's not working out, and it's just not going to be enough to make it into the postseason. But I think that they can still continue to play for each other throughout the rest of the season, and they can continue to try to improve upon each game, try to get better, because at the end of the day, you've got to move on with the guys that are around you that you have, and you got to figure out a way to make it work. Just like I said for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Las Vegas Raiders have to do the same thing if they're going to come out on top of this division at some point in the future.
Yeah, one of the things that really surprised me, I thought the Bengals would do to the Chargers what the Chargers did to the Bengals. I really thought these teams were reversed. I thought they just had swapped jerseys, and it took Joe Burrow getting hurt to see that he was actually in the correct uniform. So not really a lot there for the Cincinnati Bengals. The Los Angeles Chargers showed that they can outclass and outperform this team, and it seems like the Bengals are just a flash in the pan. They have really bright spots on offense, but they have really low points too. They need to find a lot more consistency if they want a chance at getting into the playoffs and really competing with some of these teams. When you think that they have to take on a Kansas City, a Baltimore, a Tennessee, an Indianapolis, these are the teams that they will have to compete against. I'm not sure that they're there enough consistently to be able to do so. On the other side, though, I want to talk about the Chargers quickly. The Chargers, they're pretty much the same with the Bengals. No consistency on either side of the ball. Is it Keenan Allen? Is it Mike Williams? Who's your one? Who is the guy who, when you need to get the offense going, who are you going to go to? It seems like Keenan Allen has come into that role and really stepped up, but it was Mike Williams early on. Is Jared Cook a reliable target? Can Austin Eckler hold on to the ball? And this defense, can they stop a nosebleed? I know that it was a very decisive win for the Chargers, but they still gave up a mass amount of points to Joe Burrow, who barely could hold on to the football. I mean, it was painful to watch. Both of these teams have a lot of holes, and I need to see them fix it up. Otherwise, they're not going to be long for this end of the power rankings.
All right, before we get to our top 10, we do have to tell you we are recording this video before the Patriots-Bills game. So if our power rankings for the top 10 do surprise you due to the outcome of that game, we apologize. There's nothing we could do with the time constraints. But nonetheless, going on to our top 10, starting off with number 10. The Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills, up until this point, have been playing great, but they have dropped some key games, some games they should have won. Without Tre'Davious White on this field, it's going to be interesting to see how this team can play. They've got some strong, tough matchups coming their way towards the rest of the season, and it's going to really test this team to their depths to see if they can really do it on both sides of the ball, and it's going to really test them to see if they can make it to the Super Bowl this season. But from what we've seen on the field so far, the Buffalo Bills have a lot working on offense. Got to make sure that defense is up to snuff, and they're well on their way. The Buffalo Bills are here at 10.
At number 9, we see the Tennessee Titans come in where we saw them last week. The Titans benefited from an off week this week, not really being able to fall either here or there. They got Julio Jones back. They activated him from the injured reserve list, so he should be a nice bright spot for this offense. Hopefully they can get A.J. Brown back before the playoffs as well. The Tennessee Titans, they need to get healthy for them to be able to compete. Right now that they're struggling with all these injuries, hopefully they can keep it together in some of the key matchups that they have coming forward, but the Tennessee Titans are here at number 9.
Coming in at number 8, we have the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens just dropped a massive game to the Pittsburgh Steelers that not only knocked them down a peg in our rankings, but the Baltimore Ravens are knocked down in the AFC standings to the number 3 team in the AFC. The Baltimore Ravens are barely holding on to their division at this point, and the way the team is playing, Marlon Humphrey's out for the season. Marcus Peters been out all year. The secondary is abysmal. The pass rush has not been consistent enough for them to take over that workload to handle this defense the way the Baltimore Ravens defense has been playing for years now. The offense, same situation. Lamar Jackson cannot throw the football. It is definitive at this point. He's had all the weapons around him that is necessary for him to succeed, and he can't get the job done. Throwing interceptions, making bad throws, not making the right reads. It seems like he is struggling, and it's going to take yet another offseason to see if he can fix it and to see truly if he is the franchise quarterback that the Ravens are hoping him to be. Right now, the Ravens are reeling, and that's why they're sitting here at number 8.
Nick, remember when all the Ravens fans were happy to watch Matt Judon go to the Patriots and basically saying good riddance? Wonder if they miss having him on their team. Nonetheless, at number 7, we see the Kansas City Chiefs enter the fray. The Kansas City Chiefs are on a nice hot streak right now. In their last 3 games, not giving up more than 10 points in any of those matchups. They are cruising on all cylinders, especially on the defensive side of the ball, really giving it to their opponents. And Patrick Mahomes in this offense has a lot to fix right now. When you take a look at the way things are going, Tyreek Hill can't even catch the ball. Travis Kelce is struggling. They can't get anybody besides those two into the rotation for passes from Mahomes. The rushing game is poor, and we thought they had fixed some of these issues, but clearly not. I think that the Kansas City Chiefs have a lot to work on. They're lucky that the defense has stepped up in their stead, but right now the Chiefs have to get going. Otherwise, the entire AFC will pass them by.
Coming in at number 6, we have another team that has not been playing well, the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys started off extremely hot. The defense was rock solid, and they continued to persevere through all the injuries and play at an elite level. Unfortunately, the offense cannot say the same. And that is a surprise because you have got Dak Prescott at the helm, Ezekiel Elliott behind him, and all the litany of receivers that they have to work with. But for some reason, when they are missing at least one of those pieces, it seems like the entire puzzle falls apart. Nothing is working, nothing is clicking for this Dallas Cowboys team. And we saw it for them against the Saints. Yes, they didn't have their head coach, they didn't have some of their other coaching staff. That is no excuse that when you're at full strength with the players on the field, that you are not obliterating the opposition when they are playing as bad as they are. The Saints had a shot in that game, and because of that, the Dallas Cowboys need to drop down. The Dallas Cowboys should be running away with those easy wins. They should not be giving their opponents any chance to come back. And I think the Dallas Cowboys need to prove that they are not just better than who's in their division. They are better than everybody else in the conference, and they're going to step on the throats of those that are much weaker than them. They have not done that. That's why they're here at number 6.
So you say that they're basically doing what the Cowboys always do. They perform well early in the season, and they just flutter away into nothingness toward the end of the season.
Hey, you said it, not me. You said it, not me.
It is what it is, Cowboys fans. All right, at number 5, we see the Los Angeles Rams come into the mix, and the Los Angeles Rams put on an absolute clinic on both ends of the football. The problem, they faced off against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And listen, any victory is a good victory in the NFL. Every team is trying to compete and trying to win to save their own jobs. At the end of the day, just Jacksonville is a very poor team. They are not a barometer in which I'm willing to move the Rams up or down. And at this point, I think that the Los Angeles Rams, we know who they are. They need to get a little healthier. They need to get Odell Beckham Jr. into the mix a little bit more, really see him thrive with this offense. It can't be the Cooper Kupp show anymore. Teams are getting a little too keen on that. And I think you need to see you need to see OBJ. You need to see Tyler Higbee getting into the mix. I think there's a lot of things that we need to see from this offense. The Rams sit here at number 5.
Coming in here at number 4, we do have the New England Patriots, the number 1 AFC team. On the power rankings, the New England Patriots are on an incredible streak of winning games. The offense and defense are playing out of their minds. The defense, the best defense in the NFL, and the offense, Mac Jones is doing incredible things. Even when the run game is going on, we saw against Tennessee that the pass game can get the job done. And it's not just one weapon, it's not two, it's not three, it's all of them. There's not one single weapon on this team that cannot be utilized at a given moment. And with that, the Patriots are one of the strongest offenses because you cannot stop any one of them and get away with it. They're going to make you suffer, they're going to make you pay, and they're going to step on your throat. Unlike the Dallas Cowboys, the Patriots are the team to beat in the AFC, and they sit here at number 4.
At number 3, we have Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have struggled a little bit with some injuries, both on defense and on offense, but they seem to have overcome those, unlike the Cowboys as well. Wow, a lot of shots for Cowboys. I'm sorry, but not really. At the end of the day, I think that Buccaneers have shown exactly who they are. Tom Brady leading the entire NFL in every significant passing category that he possibly can, and the Buccaneers are a pass-heavy offense that is going to live and die by trying to just sack the quarterback and beat you on the defensive end by playing as much coverage as they possibly can. They do not have the wherewithal to be able to stop you like the Los Angeles Rams or like a Dallas Cowboys. They don't have the defense that the Cardinals have or the Packers have. So at the end of the day, the Buccaneers have to beat you on the offensive side of the ball. Luckily, they have the best to have ever done it, that being Tom Brady, and he has his trusty sidekicks in Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Rob Gronkowski. Hopefully, these guys can really help Tom Brady out, and I expect them to do so. The Bucs sit here at number 3.
And coming in at number 2, the Green Bay Packers. They're on a bye week, which means they don't move at all. The Green Bay Packers have been stellar on both sides of the ball. And guess what? They got healthy right before that bye week. Aaron Jones came back. Devontae Adams is there. Aaron Rodgers, he might be dealing with a fractured toe, but he's still playing incredibly well at an elite level. And it doesn't matter if that left side of the offensive line is missing, because guess what? Next man up, and they're filling in just fine. Everything is clicking for them right now. The defense is unbelievable. We got to give credit to Devondre Campbell, who is one of the best outside linebackers this season, not getting enough credit for what he's doing. He looks like Zadarius Smith out there in his absence. And once this team continues to get better as they're all healthy and working, it's going to be much tougher for teams to stop them. To me, they are the number 1 team in the NFC and the number 1 team in the NFL altogether, but they still got to prove it, and that's why they're here at number 2.
At number 1, you have the team that has a better record than the Packers, that being the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are one of 2 teams that are undefeated on the road and the only team that has 7 wins on the road. I think that the Arizona Cardinals are finally getting healthy with DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray linking up in this game against the Chicago Bears. We saw them showing off what they were doing all season long prior to their injuries. Now the Cardinals finally have the guys that they have relied upon for so many years now. I expect that the Cardinals are going to stay atop this power ranking. I think they're one of the best teams in the NFL, and it's going to be hard to dethrone them when they're at full strength.
Yeah, the Arizona Cardinals are just continuing to get better, and we saw with Kyler back, with DeAndre back, DeAndre might not be like the end-all be-all because he doesn't have to be. James Conner is an incredible weapon that they acquired this offseason that is playing lights out. You've got Christian Kirk stepping up. Rondale Moore came from the draft, and he's playing extremely well. This team has so many weapons that you don't have to rely on just a true wide receiver 1 anymore. You can spread the ball around, kind of what the New England Patriots are doing, except you've got even better talent to work with. Kyler Murray is an incredible talent that is playing very well this season. And with all of them playing at this level, Cliff Kingsbury coaching them up to their full potential, something that does not happen as much as it should, you see what it looks like on the field, and the Cardinals are the best team for that reason.
All right, well, I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below. Outside of the Patriots and the Bills, let us know what you disagree with, what you agree with. Let us know in the comments down below. All right, well, that's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.